I'm a Christian who loves heavy metal music. Chad, did you write this one? But some songs and bands are known for being anti-Christian. Can I still enjoy that kind of music? You want to do the redeem, replace? Remember the R's? Oh man, things in culture. Come on, Chad.
You're already talking about it. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Okay, thank you. Help a brother out.
I'll respond to it.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as Christian music or secular music. If I handed you a sheet of music without any words on it, you wouldn't know whether that was Christian or secular. It's just notes on a page. Make sense? There is such a thing as Christian lyrics and secular lyrics, the wordings of the songs. And if it is a song that would not be honoring to God in the sense of the lyrics, then you probably don't want that in your life. Because how many of you, the last song you heard before you got out of the car played in your mind for most of the day, the rest of the day? Am I the only one? Anybody else? All locations? Okay. So if you're listening to lyrics that are not honoring to God, those things are going to stay in your mind. That's just the way that we're wired. And so a style of music is not an issue, but lyrics can be an issue. I quoted this verse a moment ago. I'll just quote it again. 1 Corinthians 10:31, whatever you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all to the glory of God. Can you listen to those lyrics to the glory of God? And if you can't, then you probably want to go a different route. And so that's how I would answer that kind of question. Can you still enjoy that style of music? Yes. Do you need to get rid of maybe some of the music that has bad lyrics? Yeah. You want to add to that?
Yeah, I'll say this. There's something about music. Music can affect the mind and the heart in ways that just even lyrics by themselves don't. There's a reason why we worship God with music, that you see music throughout the Old Testament. There's a connection to our soul in music that's more than just an intellectual, a mental thing. There's something connected to the soul there. And the Bible does talk about, this is in Colossians 3, since then you have been raised with Christ. Set your hearts on things above, where Christ is, seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. And there's other passages that talk about if something's pure and honorable and good, and these are the things we want to think about. So you want to think about what goes into your mind. You want to think about what you think about. And when you allow certain types of music, and really, like Chad said, that's more about the lyrics. And there's a lot of heavy metal music, and if you're like, I really love heavy metal music, do I have to burn all my CDs? You know, there was a time in church history that the church would say, hey, if you have the Beatles, you got to bring that CD. We're going to have a Beatle burning whatever, or Rolling Stones burning. And we kind of look back on that and go, really, church? Like that was the response to that? You just want to be wise with what you're putting into your mind. And there is great music out there that, to Chad's point, it's not Christian or non-Christian, it's just good music. But think about what it is that you're thinking about, because there are a lot of evil lyrics in music as well. We don't want to marinate our minds in that.
Yeah, what Robert was bringing up earlier. So a lot of things, what I'll say is you can do one of three things with it: reject it, receive it, redeem it. Some things you just fully reject. So if it's heavy metal music that has demonic lyrics, you just reject it. If it really is about honoring Satan and those kinds of things, you don't want that in your life. Receive it could be neutral things. It's lyrics that are just neutral. It's about you're in love, or it's about what a wonderful world it is, or whatever it is. So you can reject it, you can receive it, and then some things you can redeem it. There are Christian heavy metal bands where it's the same style of music, but it has Christian lyrics. And so they took that style of music and they redeemed it with lyrics that honor God. So cultural things, you want to think through that grid. Reject it, receive it, or is there something here that I can actually use it for good and change it and redeem it? So those are some things to think about.
Who's your favorite Christian heavy metal band, Chad?
I'm not a heavy metal music fan.
I was just asking. He sounded like maybe there was somebody you had in mind.
Yeah, so, I'm more Johnny Cash.
Yeah, you are.